Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. My name is Evan and I'm the administrator of the Sims community website, and today we have a pretty interesting piece of information from Maxis themselves. So that's right, Maxis has actually subtly confirmed that they are working on a brand new The Sims game. No, I'm not talking about an expansion pack, about a game pack or a stuff pack. No. This is an entirely new game that they're working on. So let's dive right into it. Maxis has actually published some of the new listings, some new job opportunities on their website, and there are 4 job opportunities which definitely stood out. So those are the executive producer or the game general manager, then we have the gameplay software engineer, the software engineer who is working there temporarily, and the character modeler. So why are these job listings so important? Well, first and foremost, we already have an executive producer for The Sims 4. I believe that she worked on all games starting from The Sims Making Magic back in 2003, I believe, and all the way to 2018 as an executive producer on The Sims 4. So what is the new role about? Well, the executive producer role actually says that they're looking for someone to create an entirely new game. So it says this, as I bolded over here: expand the playable and shippable level to produce a full AAA title. What an AAA title means is that it's not an expansion pack, it's not a game pack, it's not a stuff pack, it's an entirely new game title, and it could be the next game in the Sims series. It also says grow the game into a successful franchise capable of multiple versions. We also have here a work with key reports such as senior producer, development director, art director, audio director, creative director, and a whole lot of roles mentioned over here. And generally, as the executive producer, this person will have to be both the creative ambassador and the person who builds and motivates the team, while partnering within all of the studio leadership to accomplish the goal of shipping a high quality, hugely entertaining title on time and on budget. So Maxis is working on a whole new AAA title, right? We still don't know what it is about, but don't worry, we still have 3 job listings to cover over here in this video. So we have the gameplay software engineer, and we have 2 roles that I want to mention over here. Both of these roles are very similar. The first one is permanent and the second one is more of a temporary job. So over here we have a listing saying that the job responsibility will be to implement a gameplay system written in Python and C++ that are data driven. This means that this person will have to create some whole new sim behaviors interacting with the world, other sims and objects. So for example, how would a 40 sim behave differently in a pool club versus a bar? So this is actually pretty interesting. We don't actually have pool clubs anywhere in the Sims franchise, so I don't know, they maybe have used this as an example or not, I'm not too sure. Then we also have over here the ability to build creative real-life archetypes within a simulation game, such as romance, careers and postures, and runtime optimization for performance and memory usage. So scaling a simulation engine to include all aspects of human life. Are they building a whole new aspect of a human life? Well, we still have another job listing to cover, but until we check that out, I have to mention the fact that what they mentioned over here, so they've talked about, you know, new archetypes, new sims, new characters and all of that. Well, this is something similarly that we had for The Sims 4 as well. As you can see in the character renders over here, these are the character renders released for The Sims 4 back in the pre-production days, where the Sims team actually wanted to see which type of characters they can create, which type of postures, how would they look like, how would they behave, and all of that. And this is exactly what they mentioned in this job listing. And last but not least, we have the character modeler. So this is the most interesting listing, and it has been published back in July 31st of 2018, so just a few weeks ago. And what they mentioned with this job listing, this is the biggest jewel there is. So they said Maxis is looking for a character modeler for an exciting new game in the best-selling Sims franchise. Do you have an excellent modeling and texturing abilities for games? Do you have a passion for creating real-world fashion in a 3D game? Are you able to take direction but work independently when needing to make the best games possible you can? If so, then we may have a job for you. Now this is interesting. We're a small team now and we are growing rapidly. Apply today and join us. Why is this interesting? Well, it's good that you've asked, because the Sims team is actually pretty huge. The Sims 4 team is very huge. We have different teams consisting of the Sims 4 game pack teams, we have the Sims 4 stuff pack teams, we have the Sims 4 expansion pack teams. There's a lot of people working on the game, right? Now here we see that they're talking about a very small team trying to build a whole new Sims game, and that's not it. They're talking about a realistic style to a high level of aesthetic quality. So they're looking for a person who can create all types of clothing but with a realistic style. This is something that EA has never asked before in a job listing. They would usually say, you know, stuff like, oh, you need to create something in terms of the current art style that we have in the game. It doesn't have to be too realistic. Job listings would usually go like that when it comes to The Sims 4. No, here they mentioned in a realistic style to a high level of aesthetic quality. They also mentioned functional requirements and constraints of characters and how they need to be created. So they're talking about stuff from the beginning. They're talking about creating characters from the beginning, from the ground up. And they also mentioned be able to come up with concepts and provide basic concept art. They need to start with something, right? So for example, with The Sims 4, we had The Sims 4 was actually in development back from 2018 and it was announced in 2013. You know that the game was originally planned to be an online game. The game went through a lot of phases, a lot of stages, and it's the game that you see today, right? The Sims 3 production also started, I think, between 2004 and 2005, and it was announced in 2008. I know they have to start working on a new Sims game, right? Because, you know, we have The Sims 4 who will come up with new content over at least the next 3 years, right? And during that period, Maxis will definitely working on something else rather than The Sims 4. This probably won't influence the development of The Sims 4 or the content that it will come up with, and I'm pretty sure that it won't impact anything. They're just working with a whole new team, a whole new small team on something entirely different. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me guys know what you think the new Sims game is, and yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!